All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah. Soon said to kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Soon said YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is, Black Power, Black Frequency. You feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join. Uh, Link right down in the video description. Click that link. It's in the chat too. Click that. You'll get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join, even if you don't. I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Student City YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Student City DVD, lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. We got you, family. 25% off selected items at this time. Save and shop, shop and save, family. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University, over 1,200 videos of pure heat and fire presented by General SETI himself, plus the supplemental, also monumental and instrumental research materials from the Grandmaster teachers with an overview from the general on that material, giving you 360 degrees of supreme African wisdom, academic knowledge that cannot be compared to by any other website on the planet, family. I want you to get over there. I want you to enroll today. GeneralSeti.com, SETI University. Everybody know General SETI popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never come. Exclusive live streams. Too hot to handle on YouTube, but just so exquisite. We keep it for our family on Patreon. Just dropped 2 fire presentations on Patreon today. We did Who's Riding the Goat, the perverted motto of the Freemasons. We also did the perverted origins of the Christmas tree. We looking at all this, family. We have to do that. And so we got 2 fire. You got to come over there with your bulletproof on now, because it's fire now. You got to come over there with your bulletproof on and get over there, family. Patreon, General SETI. You know we got that fire, fire, fire. And to my family out there, donate to the general. I thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate the fact that you appreciate me. Any of the family that want to donate to the general, the link is right down in the video description. It's in the chat. Click that link, donate. I thank you ahead of time. To all my family out there, make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels. King SETI, General SETI, Sarah Soon SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share with your family and friends. And comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. Why the Bible is a book of sorcery. Here we go. Yeah, I know you niggas like this nigga, boy. This nigga General is beating up on all our shit. We ain't nothing the nigga ain't gonna. The nigga beating up on everything. Nigga on the holidays, and yeah, this man he didn't went crazy. That man ain't gonna leave nothing. Ain't gonna leave a goddamn thing. Let me get this on and popping. Okay. Here we go. Here we go, right there. Bingo. Bingo. That nigga Ray crazy as hell. Say he was and Mary Magdalene, yeah. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, so now let's get off into this. And I'm gonna be touching on some things, and dealing, and I'm gonna deal with I'm gonna deal with Jesus. I'm gonna deal with him separately though. But we're gonna deal with the first and foremost why the book that we call the Bible today is a book of sorcery. And that, and we have to accept, the etymology. We have to accept, some of the earlier information regarding the Bible that clearly tells us that is more to it than, what we want to believe. Now, when we talk about number one, you say the gospel, God's spell. See, God's spell. Okay, gospel. Yeah, so we right there, we studying that like, yeah, what the fuck is that? God got a spell? God got a spell? So one thing that clear, what it do for me, number one, they say all God had to say is just be, and it is. But that ain't what is turning out to be. It seems that God is working more like a wizard. Yeah, more like a wizard. More like some type of a goddamn sorcerer. More like Merlin, because now you got God's spell. You see, so who's he's putting the spell? He's putting a spell on his followers? Why would he have to do that? Good God, got to put a spell on his followers? Yeah, so that, I mean, what is he? Is he taking away free will? You see, I thought it was about free will. You see, I thought that's what it was about, that you had free will, to choose God. But is that where even if he got a spell, it ain't working. He need to come up with another goddamn spell, because the spell he using is not working. And within that, we got to look at the etymology, not just God's spell. Not just God's spell, but you got to look within side of gospel. You got to look, you see L. You see the God L is inside the gospel. And then spell also there. You see inside of that is also the God L. You see? So, there's other deities, other deities when you go off into, the Canaanite religion that don't operate the same as the Hebrew faith, yet and still they adopt L. They adopt L. As matter of fact, the choice deity. L has been called on far more times than Yahweh or even Jehovah. So L is the choice, the choice God. But yet and still they say that the Canaanites were pagans. They say the Canaanites were pagans, and God said, don't follow their ways. Don't you goddamn say, destroy them all. Don't follow their ways. Yet and still they took the very name of their God. You see, took the very name of their God and call on it in every form or fashion. Israel, Bethel. You see, everything is El. Gabriel, Michael, Uriel. Everything is goddamn El. You see, Emmanuel. Okay, everything is goddamn El. But yet and still, God say, don't you follow them peoples. Don't you follow them people. Don't you take nothing. Destroy them. Don't destroy everything. Yet and still, they took their language. They took their goddamn Godhead and call on their God more than they call on their own God. Or who is their God? That's the question. And so you're right. It is a spell. It is a goddamn spell, because they're telling you that this is the God, and yet and still, and don't follow the ways of these people, but yet and still you calling on the God of these people. So you got to be under a goddamn spell. That's what you got to be under. Now, we also understand truly, if you do not, that the original, when you start talking about, and I can even go deeper, when you talk about they priesthood, you see, when you break it down, you see, when you break it down, you got the Leviathan. You see what I'm saying? The Leviathan, which is the water serpent. You see, the water serpent, the water dragon, the Leviathan, and you break it down, you get Levi and you get Nathan. Leviathan. Look it up. You see? So you got some hidden accord behind all that. You know? Leviathan. Go look it up. Levi and Nathan. Leviathan. You got you got to understand is you got to study the etymology, the anagrams and all of that. Matter of fact, do I got that in there? Matter of fact, let me put it in there. It ain't a problem. It ain't a problem. But why do I say that? Because you have to see how they manifest these prophets. The prophets is manifested like Merlin and goddamn Gandalf. Okay, you know, even the staff is considered a instrument of magic. Okay, I want y'all to know that. Okay, I think I just went past. Here you go. Here you go, right here. Let me drop that in there. Where am I? Let me drop this in here. Don't run from me. Get this wisdom. Here you go. We're going to drop it right on in there. Boom. You see? So when you see Leviathan, you see it's Levi and Nathan. You see? Ain't no goddamn running from it. There it is, Leviathan. You break it, you see, and at the end, Leviathan, Levi and Nathan. You see what I'm saying? So that's a hidden symbolisms in there. Okay, ain't no getting away from that. So yeah, y'all motherfuckers into that, and that's a fact that they, many of the in the medieval period, even when they talk about the brazen serpent, you know what I'm saying? They don't show no damn serpent in the sense, because when you say serpent, it could also mean the dragon. You see, so when they show the brazen serpent, they show a dragon up on the pole. Did y'all see that? Y'all didn't see that, did you? Let me show y'all something. They ain't show y'all that, did they? Yeah, no, they ain't gonna show you. They ain't gonna show you that. They ain't gonna show you that. Matter of fact, where is that one at? It's in here, right here. I think it might be in this. Yep, here it is. Look at it. You think I'm lying? Look at this shit. You see it? This the brazen serpent. And they got Moses looking like Pan. Dionysus, Bacchus. What the fuck is wrong? People, y'all got to get out of that pre-prescribed shit that they show y'all. Y'all got to get out of that. And that, the general coming and show, and I'm gonna show you that it was consistent. It was consistent in how they portrayed. They saw, Moses, when he the one put the damn, he rose, he said, God told him to put raise the sea. So that's the dragon. That's Moses. You see? And this motherfucker looking like Saturn. He looking like Pan Saturn with a dragon on the pole. Look at this shit. So nobody's showing the people that the Hebrews was into dragon worship. Did y'all know that? Let me see. Let me show y'all. And it's consistent. Now look at this one. Now this one's is the serpent. You see, but it's also the dragon. With a more serpent-like body. You feel me? But they tend to show Moses. They show Moses with horns and a damn dragon up on the pole. So when you talk about sorcery and you talk about this shit like Merlin, this motherfucker like Gandalf and shit, and and the motherfucking Lord of the Rings and shit. Nobody's talking about this. And so, the one thing that, I always look in the etymology of things. I always look in, and when you say wand, the magic wand and wanderer. You see, when you say wand, but then you say wanderer, but it's more than just somebody wandering. You see, the wanderer, Odin, Gandalf. See, when you see them in the movie, they in and out. Being a wanderer means that somebody can't really you can't really put your hands on them. You know what I'm saying? Because they in and out. They never tell you where they going. You see what I'm saying? And when they gone until they come back, you don't know where they at. They gone. They a wanderer. I'm talking about them, them godheads, them magicians and shit. And I know Gandalf on the Lord of the Ring, he was a wanderer. You just see him walking in it, you know what I'm saying? In one of the movies, he said, I'll be back. You understand what I'm saying? He said, and then the motherfucker said some occult shit on after the third. He said, after the third day, look for me, coming from the east. This is what the motherfucker said. I said, oh, y'all want to come like that, huh? And so, yeah, the motherfucker, he went to get help and shit. I believe it was part 2. I believe it's called the two towers. And they was in there and they was about to crush their ass and shit. And Gandalf had got away. He said, I'll be back. You understand what I'm saying? And they looked up and he was coming. And they showed the sun back there and shit. It was like, oh, the motherfucker was coming over and he had brought armies with him and shit to help him and shit to fight. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, so you have to understand in that etymology of the wand, because the wand is a symbol of magic, of course. But we're going to see that the staff in the wand is literally, you understand, almost in essence the same instrument, because the wand, the walking stick is also a form of a wand. It could be used as a wand. So when you see the Gandalf, you see him, and that's traditional Saturn. That's Saturn. That's Moses. That's all that's God in the top of the Sistine Chapel. All of that. That's what it is, nigga. So when that's your God. You ain't got to do, all you had to do is say, if you take it down, that's Yahweh, nigga. Any Elijah, any one of them motherfuckers, that's your God, nigga. That's your prophet. Okay. Abraham, that's him. You see, that's him. But the staff is a symbol of magic. So when you go into Aladdin and you see motherfucker, and it's serpentine, the wand and the staff is serpentine in origin. You see, and that's why when Moses, the priest threw they staff down. Yeah, let me see if I got that. Do I got that on there? I do. Yeah. And it turned into a snake. You see, it turned into a snake. We're gonna get into that. And Moses and his turned into a snake. You see, but so the staff is serpentine in origin, is serpentine energy and frequency. So that's magic. You see, that's magic in essence. So when you talk about, all these, it spells in here. So you got to be careful. You got to understand also that these goddamn, these so-called Jews, they ain't nothing but goddamn sorcerers. What the fuck is you thinking the Kabbalah is? A fucking book of fucking black, and I ain't gonna even say, well, I don't know why I say white magic. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but white magic, the Kabbalah. They ain't doing nothing but conjuring all kind of demons. They ain't doing nothing but conjuring all type of demons and foul entities and shit like that. That's what they conjuring. And they'll tell you that's what they conjure. They conjure demons. So use a demonologist and shit. This, that, and that's the Kabbalah. That was the first shit that they had. They didn't have no Torahs. See? Y'all don't understand that. You know? You say would problactive. Would snakes really be energy frequencies? You know what? What we saying is that when you study when you study frequency, it moves in a serpentine movement. You see, water. You know what I'm saying? But even frequency. So when you look at the oscillators, you see, and oscillators, it moves in the serpentine frequency. You see, even the numbers, serpentine. That's what our ancestors used, though. When they talk, the terminology is infinite immortality. You see, because the serpent is comes out of one stage, moving into a shedding its skin, moving into the next stage. So it's a continuous energy. It's a never-ending energy. It's an immortal energy. You see what I'm saying? So in that essence, it's serpentine. You see, it's serpentine, and again, water. And you study the water. This is where you get the Naga. The Naga being a water serpent, you see. But yes, it is serpentine and all that. You got to understand serpent and spirit. See, we've been taught that the serpent is somewhat. Is there any proof that Moses never existed? Ain't nobody in the Bible existed. These is characters. These is anthropomorphic characters that are used to hide a deeper understanding. See, a deeper understanding. Ain't never been no Moses, ain't never been no Abraham, and ain't never been no Jesus, ain't never been no Muhammad, ain't never been none of that. All of those are comic book characters. They used for the surface niggas. But see, the deeper understanding is up under that. The deeper understanding, you got to have a teacher that can take you up under there to get it. A lot of people, they know that the surface shit might be a lie, but they'll throw the book away without understanding that there is valuable information under there. It is valuable information. They telling on themselves in a lot of instances. But yes, back to the serpentine. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You see the serpent on the Pharaoh's head. You know what I'm saying? It's symbolic of frequency. It's symbolic of frequency because it's symbolic of solar frequency. You know what I'm saying? Because they show in Egypt, I think that was Dr. Charles Finch, where the Egyptians was the first people that used that, that serpentine symbolism as energy. They show it in one of the ceilings over there. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I believe, and I believe that they can even verify. You know what I'm saying? I believe one time it got so goddamn hot, I've seen the shit moving like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the serpent sent right there on it's not the brow chakra. It is the brow chakra. You see, which is the pineal. Symbolic that there's a connection, you see, between our pineal and the sun and the solar system. You see, and so yeah, and that was the indication that we got, and you see it all over the world. And many times, how you always, and I show this. It always show the tail of the serpent in many instances is coming from heaven. You see that the serpent is coming down. Even in that over there at Chetsanitsa, during the spring and the summer equinox, on that on that pyramid Chetsanitsa, at a certain time of day, you will see the serpent light up coming down from heaven. You see what I'm saying? And you see at the bottom where the steps is, you will see the head of the serpent, but the tail is at the top. And so, I got a lot of pictures with that, showing, the dragon coming down from heaven. You see what I'm saying? And then over there in East Asia, you'll see the Nagas on the roofs. You see, but they coming down from heaven. So it's symbolic of solar frequency. So when you talk about the dragon, when you talk about the serpent, you talk about the phoenix, all of that is the same. The dragon, the phoenix, the serpent, that's a zoo type of the sun. That's what it is. It's a zoo type of the sun. It's a manifestation of the sun. And so a lot of times you will see the dragon, he'll have the sun disk. It'll be a little orb, but that's the sun. They call it the dragon's egg. That's the sun. The phoenix, lays an egg. And out of that, it'll die. Once it lay that egg, it dies. It's consumed in its own, and then out of the egg comes the next phoenix. You see? Yeah, out of the Ouroboros. Yeah, that's the Ouroboros. So yeah, we've been taught that's the difference between when you talk about in Africa, in Southern Asia, you see what I'm saying, where the Naga Kushites is. In Europe, when you talk about the dragon or you talk about the serpent, they look at it as evil. But when you come into Africa and you come into Asia and Southern Asia, these zoo types are looked at as divine. They looked at, when you looking, at European movies and you look at the dragon, it's looked at as some type of destructive monster and shit like that. You see, the Japanese even fell in with that shit with the fucking Godzilla and all that. But in reality, most dragons in Africa, and they are looked at as gods of wisdom. They always seen with books and shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll show they show them with books. Because what we have to understand, that the dragon is a zoo type of not only the sun, but our people. You see? Of our people. Okay? When we say the bloodline of the dragon, most people think, because they don't understand that the dragon is symbolic of the sun. So when you say children of the sun, that's what you're saying. When you say, when you talk about the fire that is emitted from the dragon, that's solar fire. That's us. That's us. You see? So we can't get caught up in, because again, the European is our diametric opposite. You know what I'm saying? But, what I, to say, on, why the Bible is a book of sorcery, because most of its prophets throughout, was shown, whether it was Solomon, whether it was Moses, even Jesus. And we're going to go over that. I don't know if I'm going to go over it tonight, but I'm most definitely going to get started early tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? They are shown as magicians. Solomon is a magician. You see, he controls with his ring. He controls 72 demons. Jesus is shown all over Roman, temples and shit in the catacombs with a wand. And we're going to show that. Moses was, he performed magic. You understand what I'm saying? He threw his staff down. You know what I'm saying? He had a battle with the Egyptian magicians. You see? And, he used magic. God used magic. So yes, this and so we believe that God just say be and it is. But a lot of times it don't happen like that. A lot of times the caduceus too. But see, even in that, that's magic. The caduceus, because Hermes, is looked at, Trimegistus, Hermes Trimegistus. And that's magic, that's alchemy. You understand? That's a form of magic. You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand that a lot of times magic is and science is a thin line between that. You understand what I'm saying? It's a thin line between magic and science sometimes. But yeah. Yeah, but all of that is, all of that. When you talk about Jesus walking on water and this, that, and the third, we got to leave the anthropomorphism behind. See, and I seen people take that from me when I first showed the sun on the water. You see, when you see the sun reflect down on the water, that's Jesus walking on water, because Jesus is the Son. The anthropomorphic image is only it's a costume of a cosmological entity. You see, and when we look at the anthropomorphism and then see, that's mundane, that's exoterical. See, you got to think on it's the sun, it's the sun. So when you see the sun reflection, that's Jesus walking on water. You see, the burning bush, all of that that's esoterical conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's esoterical conversation. Yeah, a metaphor, you know? Yeah, that's all that is. That's all that is. If you throw that Serapis to the side and damn near everything you read, if you just imagine the sun, it'll damn near fall right into place. You know what I'm saying? It'll damn near fall right into damn place. And so but you know what? I'm glad we'll work on that tomorrow. I'm gonna show you some things. I'm gonna go in there and find something for you. You know what I'm saying? So family, we worked out. I should have started early, but that's all right. We most definitely gonna get early tomorrow. So I got some things in there for you, family. I got some things on deck, and we're gonna get started. We're gonna work out tomorrow. So y'all make sure that y'all in the house. What does it say? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It don't make no difference. Soul, or sun. It don't make no difference. All right, family. We'll be in the house tomorrow. So we'll get started. So be looking. And if you and guarantee you my time, Eastern time, just be looking for me around noon. All right, family. Black Pop.